Okay, Judy. Muddy Blues. Let's just make sure we pay attention to line 2, the bass notes. So on the 4 and 1 of each measure. So line 2, measure 1, we have that E, G, A into the next measure. Okay, so we have the and here E, G, A. Right? So that the bass note, we want to make sure we're paying attention to those. So we have a E, G, A, and then we have A, G, A, and on the end of that line 2 we have A, G, and then the low E going into the line 3. Just make sure you're listening for those the same way you have been listening for the rest of it. It's going to sound awesome. The next thing we talked about was sliding into, excuse me, sliding into line 1, 2, 3, 4. Those high A's. So line 4, the first of each of those threes. So instead of going bunch of straight 5s, I'm gonna have you slide into it. We talked about going from 4 to 5. Right? You can go from 4 to 5 or 3 to 5. Either one sounds good to me. Take it slow enough that you can really focus on the slide. Maybe just do it by itself first, then do a couple in a row, and then get it all together. But I thought it sounded good when you're doing it today. Talking about those two endings. All right, so the last lick. Do it again. That's the lick, right? There's a pinch at the end of that. So if you look at ending 1, you just keep that same middle finger you had on that 9th fret, that E of the 3rd string, and pinch it with the low E, like that. So that phrase sounds like this. That's how you end that phrase the first time. Then you just go into the B7 sort of thing that happens at the end of ending 1. Middle finger goes to F sharp, like that. That finishes that off. But the main thing is just adding that pinch to the end of the phrase. Right. Then the B7. And that finishes that first ending. Don't worry about starting over again. Just work on trying to play that into the first ending. And then we do the exact same thing to start off with, but we go into the second ending. So where before we end there, and then we did the pinch on 9 and 0, we're actually going to keep moving that middle finger. I changed that. If you look at ending 2, I changed that 9 to a 7. Move that middle finger down 2 frets to 7 and then pinch that. So 0 and 7, you're pinching that. Okay? So we have that makes that phrase end on an E7 sounding kind of thing. So this is the beginning of ending 2. The last thing, you just take your first finger, the pad of it, and bar it on the 9th fret of the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string. Get really close to that fret if you can, and squeeze with your thumb, and then pinch with thumb, index, and middle. And then do the same thing on the 7th fret. So we have, so that whole second ending sounds like this. Daggone it. I keep doing it. It must remind me of another lick. Let's do that again. Okay, that's almost in time. I kind of want that to be not in time by the end of it. You know what I mean? It just feels more fun. But that's it. I mean, that's the bulk of what we're doing now. We're just trying to kind of smooth things out and, you know, actually have an ending to the song. So work on those this week, and I will see you next time.